Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back to Let's Unpack That After Dark. Hope you guys had a great week and let's get ready to unpack some things. First, let me give the floor to my peoples.
Hi, y'all. You already know who it is. It is me, your favorite Taurus reader.
Speak to God, Jersey, Gemini season is approaching. Yeah,
It ain't here
we
yet.
not there.
It ain't here
We're
yet.
nowhere near. We're nowhere near yet.
We
don't we
gotta
just
start with we dealing with the Tauruses right now. We had enough of
Let us, let
them.
us, let us live. All right, y'all Gemini's is always trying to pick your other side. Like, let the good side stick out right now. You know, it's our season. It's our time right now.
don't hate on
Yeah,
my introduction.
we're gonna let y'all live. We got you.
All right.
So today we're going to talk about something very interesting, right? So, oftentimes people in relationships, right? And the relationship ends, right? And, a lot of times people just want to move on and start something new and put all of their energy into someone else, right? Um, Everybody, of course, will have a different opinion on that this topic, but let's unpack it. Let's really find out what that looks like to some people. Do you know, or do you know if you are a rebound in your relationship? How do you know, and what are the signs that you are the rebound person in your relationship? So let's unpack that. Shout out
Mm.
to God, as always, we like to have you go first because
First, we gotta define.
Gemini,
So,
Jersey.
me and Voodoo Crip was talking about this earlier, and I kind of agree with her. So, if you the rebound, that means the person that you're getting with, is out of a relationship, but they're not completely over them, and they're trying to use you to kind of get over them. Correct, or is it just the next relationship?
Well, you tell me. You tell
To
me
me,
what your thoughts are.
to me, a rebound is somebody trying to. It insinuates somebody's trying to get off of the other relationship and move on. So I mean, it's hard to really tell because when you ask the person, they have to be completely honest. But you can kind of tell if they keep referencing what happened in their previous relationship. Like to me, that's a clear indication. If you keep saying, "Oh, you remind me of such and such," he used to do this. "Oh, you remind me of such and such." He used to do that. And people do that all the time. That to me is a clear indication that you're not over that person because you keep bringing them up and referencing them, and that's
So
going.
that behavior would make you feel like you're the rebound person?
Yes, and it
Would
would
you
make me very
continue?
upset.
Would you continue or what?
It depends on the circumstances, but probably not. But it just kind of depends. Like we'd have to have a conversation. Like, listen, you're not just gonna keep bringing this dude up every chance you get. Like, I'm not him. So, are you over him or you not over him? Because it seemed like his name keeps coming out your mouth.
Well, some people believe that the best way to get over a person is to get under another another person, right?
Them non-exclusively dating people. Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, I think that everyone has a different view on moving forward, right? I think that it depends on the circumstances. It depends on what the breakup is about. It could very much be a mutual thing, and we just decide that we grew apart, and it's really time for us to kind of just move on with our lives. And then at that moment, would it be okay to just um, move on, right? Would it be okay? Because think about it, when you're in a relationship and you're in your relationship, there's always going to be something that you're going to say that to yourself. Because I'm not saying I'm going to go to the person and be like, yo, you remind me of my last dude because he used to cook and you don't cook, or you cook and y'all cook, he cook a little better than you. Like, I think that's like real childish and unnecessary, right? Because then your person is liable to say, yo, who cares? Like, I don't care about that person, you ain't with
Mm-hmm.
that person no more. But I do think that a lot of times when you come out of a relationship and go into another relationship, there are some things that you may see that are similar that you might say, well, damn, this is similar, especially if it's negative behavior, right? Or a behavior that caused the relationship to end. You're gonna always have like a aha moment where you're like, hold on, wait a minute, this is too familiar, and then it may not be something that you want to continue. But I do think that some people can know that they're a rebound and really don't care, right?
They cannot.
Yeah.
They looking
Mhm.
forward. They don't look behind. It. They're like, you know what? I'm a rebound, but this rebound might lead to the basket that wins the game. So I mean, I guess that's one way to look at it.
I mean, have you ever met somebody and they say, "Oh, I just got a relationship and this person did me dirty and hurt me," and they tell you the whole story, and you sitting there like, I don't care. I just want to smash. Like, why are you telling me all of this? Like, some people, like, I don't know. I think some people think that they'll get more of a response from a person if they are honest about what transpired in their relationship, right? Like if I, some women, not all, but some women feel like, if I tell you all the trauma that I went through, if I tell you whatever abuse I dealt with in my relationship, if I tell you that he didn't have no money, he didn't buy me nothing, then you'll do opposite of that. Well, most time when a person gives too much information to a man, I can only speak for men, they usually throw it in their face, right? Or they usually are. I mean, we attract sometimes the same individuals when we have our own traumas going on or something going on within us. So we probably attract the same exact person who's going to do exactly what you told him that last person did, and so forth. What you got?
More women that have been physical relationships multiple times than I know women that have been in it once. To your point, and sometimes your energy attracts a certain kind of individual. Also, how you live in your life and what you're doing with your life.
Mm-hmm.
The rooms that you're in are going to dictate the people you're around and the people that you meet. And
Mm-hmm.
something necessary when you change and come off that person with those behaviors that you enter another room.
Okay.
Yeah. I think, when it comes to rebounds, again, the comparison, always comparing, oh, my ex was like this and you this and this person was like this, and that's gonna start making me start saying, then go be with him, right? Because that's gonna make me feel like I'm a rebound. When it's like you have like you have this labeling, right? We in a relationship, but you don't want to sit and say I'm your girl, but you're still talking about your ex girl, like if that's your girl. That's me. I feel like I'm considered a rebound now, because here I am, your girl, but you don't want to sit and label me as your girl. But here everybody's like, "Where's your girl?" And you still talking about your ex. That's is wicked, and I feel is a rebound. And when there's not I feel a rebound is when you're with somebody and they say, you're constantly telling me about the relationship you had with your ex. Or with my ex, I used to take her out to eat. I used to do this with her. I used to do that with her. I used to do this with her. But then that you're limiting that connection with me. So that also makes me feel like I'm a rebound as well. So that yeah, that's my, if I'm feeling like that, if those are the signs that I'm seeing, I'm gonna sit and say, yeah, you got me as a rebound, and I'm not about that life. I'm not about that rebound life.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, do you think that it's necessary so is it necessary for someone to tell you that they just came out of a relationship and what the dynamics of the relationship was and why it ended? Is that necessary when you meet somebody?
I feel it's not necessary to tell me the whole story, but I do feel it is necessary to tell me how soon you jumped out of that relationship, so like that I could understand your actions and certain actions that you do or certain moves that you do. If you sit and you tell me I just got a 10-year relationship last month, you're still in that relationship mentally. Like, you still haven't even given yourself a chance to get out of that. So you still haven't given yourself to learn yourself after not being in that relationship, if that makes sense. You
Okay,
understand
so
what I'm saying?
what would you consider to be a time frame? You come out of a 10-year relationship and that relationship is over. How long do you think a person has to wait before they move on?
I mean, I don't think anybody has a limit. Everybody can move on. Everybody moves on in their own time of frame. Me, I feel if I'm with somebody, if I'm dating somebody and they sit and they tell me, well, I just got off of a relationship last month, I'm gonna pay attention more to your actions, because I'm gonna start feeling like, okay, it's only been, and I'm just saying me, you understand? I'm not saying that this is how the person is feeling or thinking, but in my mind, just a month out of a 10-year relationship, I feel that's not enough to learn who you are without being in that relationship. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna I'm gonna be a little more hesitant, because I need to make sure it's only been a month. Am I gonna be a rebound, or am I going to be a band-aid to this relationship, because it's really only been a month, and a month feels like tomorrow yesterday. So that's just how with me, I don't think nobody has a time frame, but if you come to me saying you only been out a month, I'm going to keep an eye out on certain things.
Rich Exotic said, among after the relationship, I shouldn't be buying you no drinks at the bar. Hmm?
I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what that means.
I don't
But
know.
like, I think if you're in a 10-year relationship, which I've never been in, but if you're in a 10-year relationship, 9 times out of 10, this is not from personal experience, but that relationship is over after year 8. The other two is like, it's not like you wake up and be like, okay, it's over, and that's when it's been
Well,
over.
why would you say that? But I do agree with you to an extent. But
Mm-hmm.
why would you say after 8? Like, so how did I even get to 10 if at 8 it was over?
Because 9 times out of 10, you reach your breaking point, and then you make arrangements to get out of that relationship, even if
You
you're
know
not
what?
ready.
I agree. I agree with
Right,
that. And I'm
right.
So
not going to
So
lie.
okay,
So
so you
that's why
so
that's why I don't judge people on how long it was when they broke up, because it's normally like
Mm-hmm.
because I had messed with a woman that was recently divorced, but she was detached for years. So
Right.
yeah, she was
Right.
married, but that shit wasn't no real, like, she was done.
So
Right.
that
She was
takes me
done.
back to what I initially said is that it depends on the circumstances, right? Because you're right. When you hear 10 years, 20 years, right? When you hear those numbers, it's like, to, the average person is going to be like, wow, that's a long time, right? But
Mm-hmm.
within relationships that are that lengthy, and then you decide to exit, there's definitely a disconnect somewhere. And then, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's a disconnect somewhere, and you had to make a decision to part ways, right? Unless it was sometimes they're messy, ugly, and something really drastic happens and you just have to make a decision. But for the
Right.
most part, if you walk away from a 10, 20, 30-year relationship, there was some disconnect coming. It was coming,
Mm-hmm.
right? And of course some people need time to heal, right? But think about it. You've been with the same person for 30 years and you decide to end that relationship. Two things is gonna happen. You're either not gonna want to enter a whole another relationship for a very long time, or you're used to that setup and you're gonna want to get into another relationship. It's like when people are
Mm-hmm.
married and they get divorced and they say, some people say, I'm never getting married, and some people say, I want to get married again. Right? Because there are
Mm-hmm.
certain qualities in certain situations and you happen when you get married that people love and enjoy and they want that. So they would make a decision
Right.
to meet somebody else and just jump out the window and say, I want to get married again. I'm dating to have the end result of being married.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I know. I had that conversation too with somebody. It wasn't even about this, but they was like, he said I'm divorced a year, but he said he was with his wife for 14 years, divorced a year, but checked out 3.
Right.
So out of the 13 years, he was checked out already 3 years before he finalized the divorce. So I do agree with that. That it could be 13 years, but out of that 13 years, he was only in it for 10. The last 3 years was him planning his way out, out of the marriage because it wasn't working.
Things
And
like that is interesting to me. Like, were you making it clear that you were checked out in 3 years, or did you just get up and leave?
that's I should have asked that question. I didn't ask that question. That is a good question. And I think when it comes to me dating somebody and they tell me I was in a 10-year relationship and it's only be a month, that's why I said I will pay attention to what it is that they're saying, so I know how serious was that breakup, to know, yeah, they over it. They ready to, be with somebody, or to know, like, because sometimes it could be a 10-year relationship and they got a divorce and that person wasn't ready for that divorce. Their significant other just came out of nowhere, I want a divorce, and they're like, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? So here it is, somebody that got a divorce, they're trying to date a month later, and I listen, and they still haven't healed from because they're still to still have the trauma of, I really didn't even want to get a divorce. I got a divorce and didn't want to get divorced. My husband wanted to divorce me and chose to divorce me, and that's not what I wanted. So
Mhm.
that's why I say I listen. If you tell me it's 10 years and it's been a month, I'm gonna listen to why you guys got divorced, to see, all right, this is something I could fuck with, or yeah, nigga, you still got a lot more healing to do.
I think the issue with that is not everybody's honest, but think
Hmm.
about it, right? In the dating scene, right? I've met someone. I've had met a few people, but I remember this one guy I met, and he was like, his the wife did him dirty, left him with the kids, and everything was about the wife. Everything was about the wife, and I'm looking at him like,
What you did, nigga.
I'm sorry that you went through that, but I surely don't think you got all of this in front of you and you want to talk about
Mm-hmm.
her. So you need
Right.
to take care of yourself and then holler at me when you finish, when you get over that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to
Mm-hmm.
hear that. Like, I mean, I get it. And sometimes you can appreciate a person sharing their experience because then you probably can understand how to deal with them.
But
But
I
I
don't want to hear that
definitely
all the time when I'm
want to
with you.
hear about your ex and what your ex did and
Mm-hmm.
all of that and every day and yeah, she used to cook and she did this and she did me dirty and you want to tell me all the dirty things that she did to you, but you never tell me what you've done to her to even. And I'm not justifying the behavior,
Right.
but for every action there's a reaction, and sometimes people do things based on what they
Mm-hmm.
experience and what's done to them. But I do think that sometimes when someone is in a relationship, a long-term relationship, right? You can never know when you're a rebound, right? Because that person can be so hurt that it takes them years to get over that person,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And and sometimes even with getting the proper treatment, counseling and talking about it and
Mm-hmm.
unpacking it and just kind of getting it out your system, sometimes you just never get over certain things, right? There's certain qualities like trust, right?
Right.
Right, Shaw? Right, Shaw? Like trust, right? Trust. So no matter who you deal with, you just have trust issues, and it can be from a previous relationship, but you're still gonna have those trust issues, and you're gonna bring it into your current your new relationship.
I
Yeah, I
told
could agree to that. I could agree to
you
that.
my trust issues and confidence. I didn't know you was gonna bring it to the YouTube thing.
Uh,
Nah, nah,
wait,
I'm just saying.
I
I'm
didn't say I didn't say it was you personally. I'm
yeah,
just
right,
saying
Sean?
you're a
No,
male. I'm saying from a male's perspective.
that's not. I'm just playing. But yeah, I mean, those issues that you got to be attentive when you start dating people, and like Voodoo was saying, like you got to pay attention because people are gonna tell you about themselves, whether they talking or not talking. And if you're not
Mm-hmm.
paying attention, you're gonna be fooled. If I meet somebody, I'm gonna ask them, you have, like, are you with somebody? Nah, how long you been single? So that conversation is gonna come up initially when I meet you anyway, because these are things I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
want to know. So
Yeah,
you're
but I might
probably gonna tell me about your ex, or if you don't, you don't. But I'm gonna ask that anyway to see what your situation is.
Mm-hmm.
and I might say we broke up years ago, and we might have broke up last month. I'm just
It's not gonna matter to me. I'm just asking to see what you say. I'm not gonna believe it either way.
Right, right,
I
right.
mean, when I meet a woman and she's like, "Oh, I'm not dating anybody. I'm just out here figuring myself out. I've been single for a year." Like,
you
all
like.
we're really asking is who are you fucking. So it's really never really answers the question anyway. We just fishing to see what's going on.
That's
And
like
what
bodies, right? Do you care how many bodies a person has?
who me personally?
Yeah.
No, you know my feeling on that. Every sinner got a future.
Every
Mm-hmm.
Say it
Every sinner got a future. Every saint got a past.
again. Okay. All
That's the whole
right.
fact.
I mean, the amount of bodies doesn't really matter to me unless it's just absolutely
Every
obnoxious.
sinner has what? Every sinner has a future and
Every
every
saint has
saint
a
has a
past.
past.
So it doesn't really
So,
matter to me. First of all, no matter how many bodies you tell me you have, I'm gonna think it's a fake number, and I'm probably add 10 to it. Second, I'm not gonna be able to verify it if I really don't know you like that. Like, if I meet you in New York somewhere and you from Queens, how I'm really gonna know? Like
but
that.
why I gotta be from Queens though? Oh.
I mean, Queens get the money. So
Yeah.
Shami could tell me right now, I've only had 12 women in my life, but deep down inside, you gotta times that 12 by 3,
30.
right? You gotta times
for
that
real,
shit by 3, right?
but for real, how
My
you
thing,
don't know?
but I will never know. Like he could tell me he had 12 times 30 women, but he really had 3. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
we never know. So I don't. My thing is this, right? I don't judge by the body count.
Hmm.
I everybody has a past. Everybody has a thing. I just don't run up that body count when you and me. Okay, like that's just my whole thing.
I never
And
even asked that question. I could care.
I
I
don't
don't.
I don't even ask how many women. I don't even ask that. Like we too old to be asking. Like I'm not 14, 15 to ask you how many girls you had. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like that's
know,
not
but nobody counts that anyway. The only
no
thing that's gonna be mad is I find out you was out here popping up like a hot on first time dates and you got some 90-day rule with me. You not playing fair, I'm out. That's right. I'm
and I
not doing
agree to that.
Wait.
not
So,
about
so
to be
what
a
I'm?
sucker to
Hold
wait.
on. So what I'm hearing you say is, if you meet somebody and she says she wants to Steve Harvey you, right? 90-day rule, right? And she makes you wait 90 days, and then you find out that she was dealing with other dudes and giving them the box on the first day, you got a problem.
Super problem. But first of all, two things. First of all, I'm never gonna subscribe to the 90-day rule. As a man, I'm gonna know if you're ready to do something or not based on how this relationship is going. Maybe we don't see each other that often, so I can understand it takes 90, 180 days, whatever. But if we kick it, and now you want to, and in your mind you got some holiday date when we gonna pop off or something, no, we're not doing that. I'm out. I'm not waiting. I'm not doing that.
Have it said from I'm looking at Instagram. Hey everybody on Instagram. Have it said how many you dealing with now?
How many who dealing with?
How many women you dealing with now?
What does it matter? Don't she got a man? Tell her to ask fish. Don't be coming into my personal business, yeah.
Hey, watch your mouth. Don't be talking to her like
Don't be
that.
talking to my sister like that,
Word,
man.
don't do that.
We
Don't be
just said we
talking
don't
to
ask
my
them questions, and here she come on Instagram asking me about my personal body count.
What's yours?
That's crazy.
She said that's the question. She asked
Nobody,
that's
That's
the
the
nobody keeps
question.
question.
count. No, nobody keeps
She,
count.
she said that's the
I do.
question.
I keep
That's
count.
that. Nah, we're not doing that.
Um so listen, watch it, brother.
You know why it's not important? Because if you really focus on getting with me, you need to do whatever you need to do to eliminate the competition. So if you're worried about what I'm doing and what I've been doing, you can't think you're gonna step into somebody's life and just simply take over. You got to show me why you are an asset, and I don't need the rest of them. Like we was talking about the
A hundred
So
percent.
you,
while we
so
was talking
Sha,
about the
let's
exclusive
say a
dating. I said
female.
people will fall off.
Let's say Shorty comes to you and she's like, "Listen, I want to make a change in my life. I feel like the direction that I used to go to before, especially when it comes to the men that I'm attracting, I feel like I need to try something different because how I used to move before, I'm noticing it doesn't work. I'm
Mhm.
attracted to you, and I do feel like I want to be would do to you what I used to do to the other people, which is probably on the third date, give it to you, right? I'm
24
being
hours.
I'm 24 hours again, because women, we already know once we look at you and we get that first little thing, oh yeah, I'm a fuck 'em. We know that already, right?
Mhm.
I
But
got a
I
question
want
for
to
y'all behind the
sit.
scenes. But
I
go ahead.
want to sit. I'm really trying to better myself. I'm really trying to make changes with myself, Shamik. I'm not saying I don't want to be intimate with you, but I feel like I want to get to know you a little more before we do that. And I want to give us 90 days. You're gonna say no to that?
I'm gonna say you
I'm
gotta take an
keeping it a
age
stack
test.
with you.
You gotta
What?
take an age test. If you was popping it like that, I need to know what you bringing to the table. I don't want
Oh,
that. I don't want that Magic Johnson forever. You gotta
oh,
give
Don't,
me
but
something
you
else.
know what's funny? And I'm glad that you say that, right? I'm glad that you say that because like I said, I won't ask about the body count, but I'm gonna ask for your my chart. I am gonna do that, right?
Why
Let's say
not?
you come to me talking about, look, I got a history, my nigga. I got a history and I got like 500 bodies. I'm gonna say, let me see your my chart history of all your
who's
STD,
saying that?
STDs.
Let me
Who's
tell you
I'm
something
just
else.
saying
saying.
that?
Like
I'm just saying. There's
if
people out there. I know that there's people out there that's very bluntly and honest because that's how I am. You
Mhm.
understand what I'm saying? And if I'm so blunt and honest like that, I know there's other people out there that's gonna be blunt and honest like that. Again,
Mhm.
God forbid something was to happen between me and my husband and we sit and we separate. I'm gonna sit and let a nigga know now because I'm learning who I am without being the relationship. I'm gonna say, look, I wasn't a marriage, and you was like this, and like that in this marriage. I'm letting you know right now, I ain't doing that no more.
Okay.
I'm a whole different person now.
So that's
So I'm
basically setting
get
your boundaries.
setting my boundaries and letting you know my requirements, and that also goes with me knowing, like let's say, like I said, I usually meet a guy, and by the third day, me and him are already sleeping together. I don't want to do that anymore. I feel every time I sit and I give it up so quickly, it ends as quickly as I gave it up. I want
Okay.
to be able to learn this person. I want to learn more about this person. I want to learn more about you. I don't want to just give it to you on the third day. As bad as I want to, not saying I don't, but I still want to give it to you. I do have a history of giving it up really fast. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to get to know you and get my
You're
chart.
saying that's what you're saying. That's what you're
that
That's
would
what
giving.
I'm
make me
That's what
saying.
you would say.
that
And
would
what
make
is
me
That's what
your
I
uncomfortable.
would
response to
say.
it? Shy.
That would make me uncomfortable because first of all, what you're telling me is you have sex with people off of looks. So you might see somebody that looks just like me in a week and want to do it to them. So no,
Oh.
I'm not doing that.
Oh
If you
my
just
So
running
God.
wait a
around here
minute. Wait a
physically
minute.
giving
Hold
up
on.
box,
So
no.
that you're contradicting yourself because you're saying
Why?
that on one hand you're saying that the woman that you deal with shouldn't be worried about nobody else and she should be secure within her situation with you to kind of build with you. And on the other hand, you're saying that you would be concerned if she's being honest with you about whatever her past was because you're saying that If she sees somebody that look like you, she gonna deal with you?
If she's promiscuous, she's promiscuous. And keep in mind, this ain't a woman I'm dealing with. This is a woman that approached me and said, normally I give it up in 3 days. So I don't know this chick.
But you
This
did
ain't no.
just
I
say
don't.
you will be mad if she. But you did say you will be mad if she puts you on the 90-day rule, and then you find out
Mm-hmm.
Right. If I
she
find
was
out
getting
later.
bodies, right?
But she's
But I'm
telling
Right.
you
keeping it a
upfront.
stack with you. I'm telling you right now. I'm not saying I got bodies, but I am saying the last previous 4 relationships that I was in, I gave it up to them on the 3rd day. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to sit and get to know somebody now. I want to do the 90-day thing. Are you willing to sit and do it? Because I'm keeping it a stack with you. I'm letting you know I'm making a change in my life. I'm trying to change my life. Are you willing to ride that with me, or are you gonna sit and say, let somebody else do that shit because it ain't for me?
I mean, to be honest, in my 20s, that might be a conversation I would have. But like right now, if you're talking about what you want to do and what you want to do physically before you even do that, first of all, you telling me too much information, and I don't like that anyway.
Like,
I'm gonna be turned
that's
off.
what
Like,
I'm saying.
like
Yeah.
you doing a little too much. So I'm gonna be like, this is making me uncomfortable. Like, you talking about having sex before you even get to know me, instead of kicking it for a week and saying, you know what, normally I'll be doing this, but I really like you and I'm really into you. I want to see if we really soulmates and figure the other part out later.
But
Like
what if it
maybe
was a week? What if it was a week? What if we've been? I'm a typical person that does you on the 3rd day. I said it's the 7th day, and I'm like, I wanted to do you 3 days ago, but I'm trying to change. I'm trying to change my ways when it comes to the niggas that I mess with. I'm
I would tell her
seven
to change
days.
something. I would
So
tell her to
Mika,
change
let me
something
let
else.
me let
So
me let me
you think she's is that's too transparent?
let me land
I
for
don't know.
you
That's a
for a
tough
minute.
one.
Let me land for you. 49, right? I'm not saying none of that. If I want to fuck,
Mhm.
I'm gonna fuck. I don't give a fuck up when it is. Period. I'm not
Mhm.
I
having that
believe you.
conversation. I ain't gotta tell you what I used to do because I feel like that's really none of your business. What I used to do. I'm almost 50. What the fuck it matters what I was doing in my 20s, 30s? It don't matter, right?
Mhm.
What's happening now? We going out. We having a good time. Not rush the process, but if shit happens, it happens, right? I'm not.
Mhm.
Yeah. I like you, yo. What's up? I'm thinking maybe 6 months from now. No, because I gotta test the product. I don't know what the product is. I might not want to buy it. I'm just saying. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
but I'm just. I mean, I just feel like yes, there are some people that want you. Okay, so you know what it is that you want, and you're going to put your boundaries there. You're going to stay what you want because
Right.
of wherever you are in your life at that point in your life, what you want and how you're going to do it, you're going to request it, right? So
Mhm.
you may be the person, not you personally, but a woman may be feeling like you said, I'm laying down with these guys, I'm giving them my energy and all that, and nothing is happening. So I don't want to do that anymore, right? That's why you meet a lot of women in their 40s, almost 50, or even in their 50s say, I've been celibate for 7 years, or I've been celibate for 2 years. And I'd be like, oh, good luck with that. But my point is, they did that for themselves,
Mhm.
right? Now, do I agree that if a woman is celibate for 3, 4 years, that she should share that information? I don't. Why? Because
Mhm.
9 times out of 10, you tell a dude you've been celibate for 7 years, he's trying to smash immediately, right? And they're gonna tell you whatever if you in a naive state to get it, and then be like, all right, I'm good, right? I don't know. I'm not a dude, but
Mhm.
I'm assuming.
No, yeah, it's true. It happens. It
But I'm
happens.
just saying that I think that it's important to just set your boundaries. Say what it is that you want. When we talk about rebounding, when you meet somebody and you have conversations, you can pretty much tell if they're going in this direction or they still over here and they're over there mentally,
Mhm.
right? Because people talk. And when if they're comfortable, well, if you're a therapist like me, they're comfortable, they tell you everything in the first
Mhm.
24 hours. Damn. So then I gotta make a decision. Okay, so yeah, you're not ready, right?
Right.
But some people, like I said, would rather move on and get over than deal and heal before they deal with somebody else. It works for some
Mhm.
people and it doesn't work for others. That's just the bottom line.
That's a fact.
People come out of long term relationships and then they get married. They marry somebody and like 5 months later, and you always hear, "Well, dang, that such and such was with that person for 20 years and they never even got married. As soon as this person got with that person, they got married. Why? Because that person could have been the person that brought something out of them that person that they was with for 20 years didn't bring out of them.
Right.
Right? Because people bring different things out of
Mhm.
people.
It's true.
Different
It's true.
some people make you feel comfortable, some people don't. Some people give you a vibe and you're like, I don't know. And sometimes it's like, wow, is it too good to be true? But I'm gonna go with the
Right.
flow because that's how I'm feeling at the moment. So that's when we
Right.
talk about rebound, right? I think for just so I unpacked it and everybody's clear, when you meet somebody, it's okay to have conversations and hear them out, right? I do agree with Shy with, okay, you're telling me too much because that's a turn off to some people, right?
Mm-hmm.
A
Mm-hmm.
woman or a man is telling you everything that transpired, and I done bought her this and I bought her that, but I ain't doing that for you ever. It's like I don't want to hear
Right.
that. You know, oh,
Right.
I bought this person that, but I'm not never doing that again. Like things like that. You don't hear that. Like I don't want to hear that. I don't personally. So just pay attention
So
to the
I'm gonna
things.
tell like one time, right, when me and my husband first started, there was a time that I did think that I was a rebound after he and his ex separated. I mean, left, not separated, when they broke up. Y'all gonna laugh at me. What made me feel like a rebound? Okay, he told me I was pregnant, right?
That's a little late to be feeling like a rebound.
No, 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 no. I was pregnant, and I remember him always conversing about how he was with his ex when it came to like shaving, right? He was sitting, he will shave her, he'll shave her legs, he'll probably shave her down there and stuff like that. So I myself was like, I want that. I want that. Now, us pregnant, we got a belly, we can't see down there, and I need to shave. He told me I'm not doing that shit.
Because he didn't want to
He
do it
told
with
me I'm
you.
not doing, so that was one. That was one thing, right? Because I was like, but when you was with her, you had no problem doing that. I asked him, what's the difference? Especially she wasn't even pregnant and you was there, you had no problem shaving her, right? It was a entertaining type thing. You guys have fun doing it and things led on to after, right? Yeah. So what's the difference with me? And now I'm not even asking. And I said, I'm not asking you because I want you to do it because you did it to her. I'm asking you because I know you did it to her and I need help right now. I'm asking you for help and you're telling me no. So it bring me to that. But you never had a problem with her. That was one thing. Then another time, a couple of other times was with the whole, going out, right? Going out with me, going out to a bar or going out to a lounge or going out to a club or even just going out, period. You was constantly going out with her, but with me, it's like you don't want to. What's the problem? You know what I'm saying? So I started getting to that space until he sat down with me and explained to me it wasn't that I didn't want to do it with you. It was just that I didn't want to do what I did with her with you. It didn't have nothing to do with me. He just felt like anything that he did with her, he didn't want to do with me. And I
So,
had to sit and respect it and sit and tell him, nigga, get over that shit because I want you to do that shit with me.
so what it sounds like is right. In relationships, and when relationships end, right, there are things that you do with a person, right, that you may enjoy, right, and then when the
Mhm,
relationship ends, there could be some trauma developed from those actions, right? Trauma.
mhm,
So being asked to do it is like bringing me back to. It's like when you break. It's like a favorite song, right? In a relationship, you have a favorite song with a person, right? And then when y'all break up, you don't want to hear that song. Like turn it off, you know. And now it's just for a certain amount of time, it may trigger you or trigger your
mhm.
emotions because you knew that song was a song that you and that person was listening to all the time. So now you got a new
Right.
person, and that new person wants that to be your song, right? You know how hard it is to have a song with somebody else and then get with somebody new and they want that same song and you listen to that song with that new person and not think about that last
Yeah,
person. So
that won't
there's
work for
certain
me.
behaviors and actions
Mhm,
that you do in a relationship with someone that's kind of hard to mimic in the next relationship because it probably brings up certain feelings, right?
mhm. Right.
Especially if the relationship was ended on turmoil. And I do agree that sometimes you gotta get over that shit because there's certain
Mhm,
things that I need you to do, and as your woman, I'm asking you to do. So you're not
mhm,
gonna not do it for me because you was doing it over there or whatever the feelings
mhm.
are. But that's when
Right.
you have a conversation and communicate and make a person feel comfortable with it, and then kind of
Right.
not pass,
I
not
don't think I
not
communicated
negate,
well because he never shaved me still after that.
not not negate the feelings, but just kind of I hear you. But when are you going to get
Mm-hmm.
over that? Because there are certain
Right.
things, especially like if I like to go out and I want to go out with my man, you can't tell me that you're not going to go out with me because you went out with your ex. That's not going to fly. It's not going to take the relationship
It's
anywhere
not
either.
gonna
It's going to
fly.
keep you
Right.
stuck, right? The shaving thing, you could go get a wax or
Mm-hmm.
something. You
Mm-hmm.
can get past that. But going out is different. That's different. That's just life,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I mean, I think it has a lot to do with communication as well. So let's,
Yeah.
so we're gonna, and because of that you said, we're gonna move on to the next question, the next topic, the next one, right? So, are you abandoning your relationship, and what are the signs when you're in a relationship?
So Band-Aid.
You want to tell us what it means? Give
I
us some.
think Band-Aid, for me, my understanding of a Band-Aid is the temporary fix, right? That's that, she hurt me right now. She hurt me for a little bit. I'm not with her right now. So I'm gonna be with you because she's not here right now. It's temporary. And I'm going back to her though. Like, but the band-aid, the what makes it a band-aid is I don't know, that's your plan. That's the you make me feel like this is temporary. You make me you want me to be in this relationship with you, but you're giving me signs that I'm not in this relationship because you're still stuck on you're still have that hurt from the other relationship. So I do feel is like a temporary fix. Like I'm just a temporary fix right now. I'm just here for the moment. It's like a for the moment thing because at the end of the day, you don't want to push further with me because you're still into that, into what you was into before. So that's my one of my things when it comes to a band-aid relationship.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like I'm just giving you what's missing.
Okay. Sha.
That like to sound like a side person.
Hmm.
That sound
It
like a
does.
side person.
Explain. Elaborate.
If I'm giving you what you're missing and you might go back, then what are we doing?
Right.
And if I'm with somebody and I don't feel comfortable and they ain't doing what I expect or what I want or what we communicated, then I'm out. I'm gonna rip the band-aid off.
Okay. So band-aid, right? In a relationship, right? What could be defined as a band-aid is you always being the person to help the person deal with certain things and not all, right? So if I'm able to communicate with you when you're in a situation where you're sad or it's financial, I use money, right? If you're in a financial crisis, right? And you only come to me when you're in a financial crisis because you know that I can help you in that financial crisis, then that would be your band-aid for your financial crisis. However, with anything else in a relationship, you don't come to me. You don't deal with me, but we're in a relationship, right? You're standoffish. You don't want to communicate certain things. You don't want to hang out. But when it comes to that financial crisis, then it's all in over here, right? That's a form that can make a person feel like I'm just a band-aid for now. Because when your finances is in order, then what is my purpose? Not just women, it could be both sides, right?
Both
Um,
sides.
people display a lot of different behaviors, right? Sometimes people lack intimacy. They don't want no part of that because they don't want you for that. They want you for this, right? So that band-aid is when you are able to cover over a wound, right? For that
Mm-hmm.
moment and be that to that person,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, the
I
thing
feel
about
I go through that, and I feel you could go through a being a band-aid. I think you could go through that in relationships and friendships too. I think
absolutely,
band-aid could go for
absolutely,
both. I
you
do.
have friends that only call you when it's drama.
Hmm.
When everything is go lucky and happy, they ain't got nothing for you.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna start feeling like I'm a band-aid when we have conversations and it seems the only conversations we have is about your stuff, right? You're calling me about the emotional dumping, right?
Mhm.
Or you keep calling me to tell me what's going on with you and what's happening with you and this is happening and that's happening and you could call me because I'm the one that heals you, right?
Mhm.
A band-aid is a form of healing. I'm not saying it does heal you, but it is a form. And but Then we sit and we converse. I sit and I give you my opinion, and then this is it. After we speak about your issues,
Right.
we have no conversation. It's not then if I sit and I say, yeah, today I had a rough day. Today was a little crazy, and you come with the hold on, I got another phone call. Or no, okay, I got something to do. I feel like I'm a
Or
band-aid.
you
You know what I'm
say,
saying?
really? Oh, okay. So let me tell you about me.
Right. I think that's being a band-aid, especially, and then you not showing me no type of value. I feel I'm not here just for you to dump not only your emotional shit on me, but your burdens too when we have sex. I also feel I'm a band-aid if we could only talk about your personal stuff or we could only talk about sex. There's nothing else that we could sit and have a conversation about. There's nothing else that we could sit and focus on besides sex and what you're going through. A band-aid.
Hmm.
And I'm giving you only what's missing.
Now, it's a fact that you can be a band-aid in a long-term relationship, a new relationship, right?
Mhm.
A short-term relationship, and a friendship, even with family, right?
Mhm.
So, how do you think that? What ways do you think that a person can address that being a band-aid feeling, right? And do you think that you can move forward in a relationship with someone when you recognize or realize that you're a band-aid for certain things?
That's determined by what you'll tolerate.
Right. I was just going to
Some of
say
this,
that.
some of this stuff is self-imposed, Joe. Like if you sit there and you call your other friend and say I'm a band-aid, like all they do is ask me for money, ask me for money. If you call me, I'm be like, so why you still there? You
Mhm.
recognize it, you acknowledge it. Apparently, you probably had a conversation about it. It continues to exist. Whose fault is it really?
Well, now I might say, so you want to give out money? Can I get some?
No, I'm not being two
I'm
band-aids.
just saying, like, if you calling me to tell me that you're you know that. So let me be clear, right? I'm not that friend, right? If my friend, I do have some friends that I feel that are, you know, only call about their issues and very minimum of mine, so I don't share like that, right?
That's because you're a counselor.
No,
And healing
I'm a
hoods be
human
healing
being
hoods.
first.
Y'all are both band-aids. Healing hoods and counselor band-aid.
So I'm gonna say right now, I
What?
am gonna say right now, as what I do, I'm gonna be forever a band-aid, right? And I've always said that. And for friends, with people, even relationships, I always feel I'm either gonna start off as a band-aid and then eventually you're gonna learn me and love me, or I'm just always gonna be a band-aid because again, what it is that I do. Everybody is it latches onto me or comes to me because of what I do, and everybody needs healing. I'm the light. Everybody's gonna come to the light. So I know for a fact because of what I do, I will always be a band-aid until you don't make me a band-aid or you don't have me as a band-aid. But I know I always when I come in to a friendship or relationship, it's gonna be a band-aid situation.
And I can definitely understand that, and I can definitely say that I can relate to that, right?
Hmm.
However, even being a band-aid, right, and being there and being able to converse with people and talk to them and heal and on my end just kind of help them and guide them, there are still moments as a human being that you want to be able to release yourself and the things
Hmm.
that's on your mind as well. You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I think that it's important for people to understand that, yeah, my passion and my trade is that of a therapist, but there are some times when I have things I want to say too. You
I'll be
Hmm.
y'all
understand?
band-aids if y'all need one.
You our band-aid, Sha. You already our band-aid. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we know, funny
You know,
style,
and that's
but
it. Yeah, I agree.
funny style. But no, I think that. So here's another thing, right? A lot of times people are so embedded in that relationship and their emotion that they don't even pay attention to the fact that they may be an act of a band-aid in their relationship, right? Because sometimes we're so emotional and invested in our relationships and from our heart, we're gonna do and do and do and do without even realizing that it's one-sided, right? And a lot of times the person will you do and they're gonna receive it, right?
Mhm.
and not even realize that they receiving it, because we're so, like most women, we're nurturers. We want to make sure you good, make sure you good, make sure you good, and then something happens and we need to be making sure we good. But he's so used to
Mhm.
me taking care of him, he don't even know how to
You don't even
reciprocate
know.
it and do
That's
it
a
over
fact.
here, because I was the one doing everything. You understand what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times we have to pay attention to what our own needs in our relationships and what we need sometimes, and take a step back and request it. Because a lot of times women, I can only speak for women, Sha, right? We assume that the person we're dealing with is supposed to know what it is that they need to do for us,
Mhm.
right? But we're so busy doing
I hate
what we
though.
do. We
Mhm.
so busy, you gotta eat, you good, you need something, you good, you eat, because we're nurturers, right? That's what we do. That's what women do. That when it's time for us, it's like he ain't bring me no water. He ain't feed me, right? But did you ask him? Did you tell him? Right? I shouldn't have to tell him. He should know that. But how is he gonna know that when we're the ones that's doing it all the time?
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about in those type situations. A lot of
Right,
times
right.
the communication is key sometimes. And sometimes even with the communication, sometimes it's still not clear. You know that, shall I speak on it? Y'all niggas be acting like y'all retarded sometimes. I'm just saying. I'm just
Sometimes y'all pick retarded niggas and then want them to not be retarded when you knew they was retarded. Stop choosing retarded niggas. Women
Stop
want men. Women
retarded
want
man.
men to change all the time. Yeah. They meet him and he's fun and he does this and he does that. He's never been attentive. He's never done nothing. All he did was spend a couple dollars. And now because you think he was girlfriend, he's supposed to change. Men only change their clothes. Men don't change.
they only change their clothes and their
Only thing you
area
can change
codes
about a
and
man
their
is his
hoes. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
the only thing you can change about a man is his clothes. You can try the communication and maybe he'll be more attentive, but a man is going to be the man that he is. And it's going to be based on his experiences and how he feels about certain people. Some men are very attentive and some aren't. And if you try to make the perfect man instead of trying to go find one, you're going to lose.
Mm.
There are people out there too, right, that are like, let's say they are in a situationship, right? They're in a situation.
What is a situationship, please, for the
So
audience?
the situationship is where they are with somebody, but it's not working, right? This is what they're claiming. They're claiming I'm with somebody, but it's not working out, and now they're in, getting involved or trying to get involved with somebody else. Now, as you converse with this person, you start listening, and they're saying things. I mean, we don't argue. They're talking about the person that they're in a situation with. We don't argue, we just have disagreements. I feel we're not intimate the way I would like to be intimate, but we don't got no issues. I sit and I will feel as I'm a band-aid or a rebound, or I'm giving you what's missing, because why am I here? If you guys are just not arguing, if everything is good, what is the reason for you being here? I feel that's a band-aid situation, and you're just trying to find what's missing. You're not checked out of that relationship. You're still in that relationship. You're still involved. There's still feelings in that relationship, because again, you keep saying, but there's nothing wrong. We don't have I just feel we're not that intimate with each other. Now you want to get with me because the intimacy that you're missing, and everything else is fine, but the intimacy, now I'm just a band-aid. Now I'm just giving you what you're missing.
Mm.
So I say that to say, like, that, a lot of people don't, most people won't see that as that. Most people will see, like, no, I really do like you. I really want to be with you, or I really want to try this with you. But every action that you're giving me is, I'm just giving you what's missing.
Mm.
Because if you, again, the word checked out, if you're checked out of something and you're getting involved with something, it means you're done with that. That's it, is over. I don't want to deal with that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. But you keep saying things is okay. I'm just missing the intimacy. That's a
One for
band.
them, one for that.
Yeah. I think that's a band-aid moment.
So when dealing with band-aid moments, situations as such, right? understand that the two people are in this situationship, right? One person agrees to, one person may be honest about how they're really feeling, and the other person is listening, right? At some point, the people have to make a decision as to whether or
Mhm.
not they want to continue to be that band-aid or not.
Mhm.
My next question is it really a problem being a band-aid for someone in a relationship?
I don't think
Some
it should
people
be.
define themselves. I'm sorry. Go
Huh?
ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, Sean.
Some people define themselves by being band-aids. I know people that live their life to be a band-aid.
I think I've been a band-aid for I think most people that are a band-aids tend to sit and say I'm okay with it because they love them enough or feel they could heal them. They feel they could help them through this situation and accept being a band-aid. Me, no.
Yeah, I can never do it, but I know
And
people
I
that.
think for me for what I've been, and I don't say that because I'm just no, right? Was I a person who was a band-aid and chose to sit and stay and then ended up getting hurt after? Yes, that was me. Did I choose to be a band-aid again? Yes, I did. Did it work out? It did. But at the end, we ended up separating, having separate ways. It didn't work out, right? Do I choose to be a band-aid now? I choose not to put myself in that situation again now. I
I
choose
know
if I
who.
start feeling that I am in a band-aid situation, I'm gonna separate myself from it because I know my experience in that position doesn't allow. I want peace more than anything else, and my I won't find peace being your band-aid.
I know. I know who not to call if I need to heal.
Lord have mercy on
But
my soul.
the reality is everyone has experienced being a band-aid
Mhm,
in their life, whether it's small or big, whether it's the big giant band-aid, it's the ace bandage, it's a cast, or it's a small
mhm,
baby band-aid. Everyone has experienced that. Why? Because in life, just dealing with people in general on a relationship level, a family, work, children, just
mhm, mhm,
interacting with people, period, you become some sort of bandit at some point, right? Now I do agree that sometimes you have to take that band. Listen, I didn't sign up for this, I can't do this,
mhm,
right? And like you said, sometimes you're in it with your heart, and when people are in relationships with their heart, they tend to deal with more and do more when it comes to another person. A lot of
right.
women, we sacrifice, I'm speaking for women, we sacrifice our own emotion at the sake of the person that we're dealing with, right? That's a great band-aid, right?
Mhm,
I don't really want to do this, but I'm gonna do it because I want to make sure that he's good, right?
yep.
Um, I don't like the way he's talking to me and whatever he went through with that last person. I feel like he's projecting that onto me, right? But I'm gonna sit in it and just kind of talk about how I feel so that you can stop doing it, knowing that this has been ongoing. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm,
Get
mhm,
that, get it. So I mean, so it's clear. So I see Hazel said I catch myself being a band-aid. Yeah, and it's okay. Because again, the art of emotion and love and feeling is not something that we can all control at times, right? We like to say that we're gonna stop our emotions and we're not gonna feel a certain way. But when you love someone and care about someone, a lot 9 times out of 10 you're going to do things to help that person, right? 9 times out of 10 if someone is helping someone over and over and over again to the point where they're sacrificing their feelings or even money and doing stuff like that, at some point you're going to be like, all right, enough is enough, okay, right? Then you have a story to tell later on, right? So the purpose is not to make people feel like it's a really a bad thing to be a band-aid, right? Because everyone has their own definition of how they feel about being a band-aid and what they will do and will not do, right? So I say all that to say that, it's okay to feel different. It's okay to do what you do within your situation and your relationship as long as it doesn't put you in harm's way, right? As long as it doesn't mess with your mental health, right?
right.
It's okay. When it comes to, and I'm a circle back because we're coming to a close. When you are in a situation and you feel like you are a rebound, right? You make a decision. You make a decision. You don't have
Mhm,
to be in a relationship with someone that you feel that the rebound, right? You're going to be that
mhm,
person. You can date that person and date other. right? You don't have to exclusively be in a relationship with someone when you're getting to know them and they're telling you about their relationship dynamics and they've been hurt and they did this and they did that. And you may not feel like they're completely over it, but you enjoy their company. You can absolutely enjoy their company as a single person. Don't make a face shot. It's okay, right? If your end goal is to be in a relationship, then that might not be the person for you. But if your life is about you doing what you want to do and being happy and dating to live, then date that man.
Women love
Mm-hmm.
to talk this dating stuff, y'all.
Date that. What's the problem, Sha? What
No,
tell
it's no
me?
problem. I mean, do what you do. But
But
y'all
you
love to
date.
say, "Oh yeah, I'm just dating." That's it's not. That's a broad definition of what females be doing. Y'all just like to go to different restaurants with different people. That's all dating is for y'all.
That's not true.
That's
It's
not dating. I
true.
was from
That's it's not true.
for the
No,
little bitches, not for us grown ass women.
hold on.
I'm not
It's
dating
not
out here
just
just to go to a
restaurants,
restaurant. I could take
okay?
myself
It's
to 7
it's
restaurants by
You
myself.
know, you
okay.
know, you
Hold
like
on,
to eat.
sir.
Keep going.
It's
Keep
not
going.
just restaurants. It's the mall, the Gucci store.
So
It's
as we
the
close out the show,
international trips.
so as we close out the show, taking no damn fake girlfriend or no international shit. Y'all are crazy, man.
That may be not you, but I'm just saying.
Not
Some men
maybe
like to
nothing.
fly women to different places and take them away. That's how they show them they're dating. Maybe not you,
They
but there are
buying
some
box.
men out there that dates with their pockets,
They buying box.
huh?
They buying
They,
box.
they buying box.
That ain't no different than you buying somebody sneakers on a bag and you want to take them out
No,
to
that's different.
a
That's
high
different.
price restaurant. It's no different.
Depends on the sneakers.
Oh, come on.
Get some Reebok classics.
5411?
5411 size 7 and curve.
Those fire.
That's a 12-year-old, your stepdaughter?
Them joints is fire.
What?
I like my 5411s. Don't get
They're
it fucked
fun,
up.
but
I
we're
have my
not
Reebok classics
talking
on
about
today.
tomatoes and tomatoes, okay? In closing, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Just for this, we just unpacked this, this topic of being a band-aid or a rebound. The choice is yours.
The choice is yours.
The choice is
If
yours.
if you know when you see the signs that you are a rebound or you are a band-aid in a relationship and it's emotionally affecting you, where it's constantly on your mind, it's not allowing you to feel, you don't feel like yourself every time you speak to this person. This is not a feeling of excitement when it comes to this person that you're dating or you're involved with, and they every time they call you, it's not an excitement, oh my god, that's my boo. It's the, oh my god, I know they're gonna call me with some bullshit. Choose your peace.
Yeah, choose your peace. But
Choose your
also
peace.
understand that a wise person once told me that sometimes it's when to get over a person, you gotta get a rebound and get under a person. You know what I'm saying? That might help you better. So just remember that, okay? You didn't hear from me because I ain't doing the gossip. But sometimes it's okay to rebound and keep it moving. Just don't go back.
You just a rebound.
Oh God. Okay.
So with that being said, like I said, thanks to everyone for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's unpack that 27. If you guys have any topics you'd like us to discuss, just hit us up on any platform. Send an email to let's unpack that 27 at gmail.com. You can hit us up on IG, Facebook, Messenger, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna unpack it all. Okay. So with that being said, you guys have a great week. Be blessed, be safe, and
Enjoy your
remember,
weekends.
your life is your life, and every decision you make is for you and should be for you. It's okay
And
to be
always
selfish
make
every now
sure
and
you're protecting your peace to protect your purpose.
then.
Man,
Protect
she
your
picked the
peace.
mic up to say that.
Protect your
Protect your peace to protect your purpose.
all
I
right,
mean,
Amen. All right. Peace.
Peace. Peace.